so sorry.
Oh no, it's quite right.
Yeah, we have specialists, and when they call, you can rarely get on the phone.
Right.
So it's just a
Right.
hassle. I was like, this guy's calling me, I gotta answer as quick as I can.
Yeah.
I talk to him all day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
One, sounds like you've been through a lot.
No idea.
Yeah, even having to do surgery. Do you live in Tulsa?
No.
Okay, you were just down there visiting
So-
family? What's up?
Okay, so like a year ago, my family died. My dad died unrelated things. I got laid off. My relationship of 10 years ended. It was a shit show. So, yeah, right?
Yeah, this is a lot all at once.
Only family I really had left was a half sister my mother gave for adoption in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wagons east. So I go to Oklahoma. I'm going to stay there and get on my feet. Well, I broke my spine. Okay,
I heard about the back surgery.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't really have anywhere to recoup, so I got all the way to sell my car, bought a cheaper car, drove all the way to Oklahoma. I was kind of like a recoup there. Well, okay, cool. I get there. This ulcer decides to rupture about 3 weeks after I get there, and Cindy decides that me being on Suboxone, she's not comfortable with it. Cool, left me in the hospital, packed all my things into my car, put them in the parking lot at the hospital, and left me there. So yeah, I drove here. Immediately upon discharge, I got out of the hospital, got in a car, and drove here.
That makes sense.
Randy is a friend of mine from high school. She knows me. She's nice enough. So I found somewhere to live. So I'm on my way over here. It hurts like hell, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
First night at Randy's, it's not a thing. Randy's great. No, but this, and I don't know why. I think it's got something to do with my Suboxone dosages. It's possible I forgot to take one, and they're cutting them back, and they're adding in narcotics, and I don't want to be on narcotics unless I have to be, but then it's like, what do?
Did you finish the narcotics that you had, or left them at Randy's, or?
I left at Randy's.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
Well,
Randy's.
look, there's no blaming you, okay? This is not your medications. This wasn't something that you did wrong, all right? The thing, from what I'm understanding, is that what did go happen is this seems overall like an adrenal insufficiency, is what we call it, Addison's. Hey, so the situation that occurred was that most likely you've been on such a high dose. You're very small. You've been on a pretty high dose of prednisone for a couple of years now, for 2 years. When they had you, this is our theory. This is not something that that we have a full understanding of. But you're responding well to what we've been giving you. You were on a high dose of prednisone. They cut your prednisone too quickly. They cut your prednisone way too quickly, and then they released you, and then you left, and you didn't get a follow-up. You didn't get someone to check up on your medication within like a couple of days, which it should have been within like a week, where they check your medications. They're like, you know what, you're dropping too hard. The reason we think this is because the way you were, the fact that you were nauseous and vomiting, and you were lethargic as well, and on top of that, your blood pressures are going up and down, up and down. That's the idea we had. We gave you basically a high dose steroid in the morning as soon as you got in yesterday, and then we've been kind of giving you lower doses, but way higher than what you've been usually taking. That is most likely the reason this all happened. There's going to be a couple-day process where we're basically going to give you high doses of steroids and then slowly titrate you down, bring you back to your home dose, and then from
What's
there.
the home dose?
Well, your home dose at 30 to 40, right?
So that, I want to make sure that you're not going to screw with it, because the
No,
doctor in Tulsa decided, let's cut it to 0. That was his plan. What happens when you do that? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I haven't been stupid enough to try. And he goes, well, we're going to do that. And I'm like, okay. Well, I get discharged. I don't feel that bad, right? And I'm like, I don't want to be on that shit anyways. So I was really excited.
So you didn't take any prednisone then, for that last week or two? You didn't even take that 5 milligram pill they gave you?
No.
You didn't take anything?
The bottle somewhere over there went into the... you can see the contents of that 5 milligram bottle.
So you didn't take anything? When did you left the 21st?
I was on some type of taper while I was inpatient.
Yeah.
For
but once you
days.
left, you took nothing?
No.
And that you left on the 21st then? And you left immediately and went straight?
I had nowhere to go.
Started straight driving, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
That explains a lot more then. That gives us, then I feel even more secure on this. We're going to keep treating you this way. So this is exactly what we're doing. We're going to do high dose steroids, then we're going to give you a lower dose, and you're going to continue on the lower dose for 3 to 5 days, and then we're basically
I'm
going
going
to
to be inpatient for all this.
No. We're hopefully within a day or two, we'll get you set up with a PO.
A PO?
Like oral.
Okay, because I'd like to be out of here by tomorrow. I prefer today, but that's not probably realistic.
Let's take it one step at a time.
Because what happens when I end up in the hospital, and I'm not, it's not you. inevitably, when I end up in the hospital, it's a practice, right? Something like just of epic proportions, the bottom falls out, and I'm so frustrated with it. Now it's a steroid dose. See, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been on it long enough. I'm not ignorant to it.
Yeah.
No shit, you're not supposed to do that. The only reason I agreed to it, okay, was the first when I rolled into that hospital in Tulsa. I don't even know I got to Tulsa.
Yeah.
I mean, I had an ulcer rupture. Like, they were giving me fentanyl in my driveway, okay? The first 2 days, I don't know anything. The first 4 are really hazy.
Yeah.
By the time I had realized no steroids, it had already been going on for several days. I have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
And then I get discharged. That's the reason I agreed to it, is I'm discharged. I'm like, I don't feel that fucking bad. Let's go.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
So, okay. But now you're telling me this. I recognize how stupid that is.
Yeah.
If you know anything about steroids, especially the dose that high, which is uncommon, very uncommon.
Usually you should titrate down a little bit. Listen to me. The one thing is they did have legitimate reasoning. The reasoning behind it was the wound healing, because you just had surgery, so it's all about the wound healing. But
That right?
it
That
should have
makes
been
sense to me.
better.
But
like
too fucking bad. I'm still on it.
no, exactly. It should have
I
been
mean,
better
it's too
explained
bad.
to you about like how that you should be staying on it for a reason. You should slowly get back up to that level and then titrate down. That should have been explained to you better.
I mean,
Yeah.
to get off a dose of steroids that significant should take years. I know this because my brother was hooked on it. Okay, he was.
Listen, the thing is, steroids can be titrated down a little bit faster, but you're right. You've been on it for a while. Your body is used to that level, and so it is way more dangerous for you.
I mean, people like give me so much shit because I've always got pill bottles in my purse and all this shit, and I've got different bottles of prednisone. Well, there's a reason, and that's why.
Yeah.
That's why. Because if something happens and I'm in a hospital for 3 days, it's out of stock, I'm fucked. I mean, it's a thing. You know, and
No,
it's
and
like, it's not because I'm overtaking or no, it's because of that. I'm aware of Suboxone. I don't know if you ever been hooked on it, but I sure should have. I don't want to go without it. And my general rule of thumb with anybody is 3 days. At 3 days for them to get their shit together. And I'm in the hospital so much. It makes sense for me to carry a minimum of 3 days. The only reason I had so much this time was traveling.
Yeah.
It was right there.
I got a call.
I don't want to lose it.
And I confirmed.
I wasn't even taking steroids, Jesus. But it just happened, right?
I mean, this is a back and forth shit show. This is not
It's just
fun or
constant.
exciting.
It
Yeah.
is freaking constant. And
can
then I break
see
my
that.
spine, you know, and it's like, I
Like
mean,
it's
you
so
know,
frustrating. It's
I
not
went to
doing it.
2 hospitals. The first one said, yep, you're fine. They paid Uber to literally place me in my car, and I couldn't get out. 18 hours I'm stuck in that car. I went back to the hospital, and then it was like, oh, holy shit. Right. And then like, yeah, you're fine. You're self-sufficient. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I can't walk. I mean, I can't walk. I can't wipe my own rear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the care, like, maybe someday all I take something up. But if you are not bad enough to be hospitalized, but not able to go home, that twilight area, you're screwed. If you are on your own, you're screwed, because I have nobody. Nobody. So what does that mean? How do I eat? How do I do this? I'll tell you guys, I live in my car. I lived in my car. Because if you think about it, I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm a problem solver. So the only solution to that problem, if you're in a financial position to afford it, is to drive through everywhere and sleep in your car. No shit, that's it. A shelter, they can't take you because you have to be able to care for yourself. I couldn't. I don't blame them. They're liable.
Yeah.
Where do you go? Where do you go? Nowhere.
How do you feel about your care right now? How do you feel about not this care right now, but how do you feel like you'd be able to do on your own if we did get you out of the hospital?
I'd be fine.
You'd be fine right now?
I'd be fine if like people quit fucking with my medication.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, look, let's get you on the proper medication. But the thing is, if I do switch things up and we do get you on the proper medications, I would want you to come to an appointment at our clinic in a week
What
or so,
clinic?
so we can double check to make sure that
Oh,
everything's
is
good.
this a primary? What is this?
It's
Because
a primary care.
fucking find me one of those.
Do you have a primary?
No.
Okay. Well,
No, I've been trying for years now.
Morgan, listen. No, listen to this.
I'm sorry.
It is not. Do not feel sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about.
You're
okay?
refusing care, or you're not paying attention to it, or no, that's who I am. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, you know, he says.
Look, one second. I'm gonna move this just up a touch. No. There we go.
What primary?
Well, I'm sorry that you've been going through all this. This is beyond frustrating. Listen to me. The one thing that does have a plus to it is CHCW, Central Health, Community Washington Central Health. Okay, we're here on Lincoln. We're here in Yakima.
Okay.
All right. I'm part of that program as well. So we're everybody else that is on the care